Welcome back to the Explainer, everyone. I am absolutely thrilled to have you here today because we're diving into a real game changer of a case study. We're looking at Beacon Hospitality Group and specifically how they streamline their multi-site operations using a platform called Biznsbook. If you've ever wondered how modern hospitality groups keep their staff, their stock, and their sales perfectly aligned without totally losing their minds, you're in the right place. Okay, let's dive into this because this is the exact question that keeps operators up at night. Think about the traditional setup. You've got one app for scheduling your staff, a completely different system for your point of sale at the counter, a spreadsheet for HR, and yet another piece of software trying to track inventory. What happens? Total chaos. The scheduling software doesn't talk to the POS, HR data is outdated by the time the roster is built, and you're spending 10 hours a week just doing manual data entry to make the numbers match. Well, enter Biznsbook. It's basically the antidote to that fragmentation. It's an all-in-one business management platform where literally everything lives in a single database. Instead of a messy web of disconnected apps, you run your business through unified actions. So when you receive goods, sell an item, or schedule a shift, the entire system, stock, money, customers, and operations, stays entirely in sync without any double entry. Here is the workflow we'll be exploring today. 1. Your unified hospitality platform. 2. Setting up your team. 3. Mastering the schedule. 4. Publishing the week. 5. The front-of-house counter. And 6. Seamlessly connected operations. All right, kicking things off with Section 1, your unified hospitality platform, one database for operations. The real magic of Biznsbook is that it relies on a shared source of truth, connecting actions so your stock, money, and operations stay totally in sync. But what makes it so adaptable is its modular design. You only enable what you actually need. So for Beacon's Harborfront location, they went with a highly strategic, lightweight setup: core HR, scheduling, POS, and light inventory. They deliberately left off the heavier, full Biznsbook restaurant module, saving that for another location, Cedar and Salt. By keeping the Harborfront setup light, they avoid software bloat and keep the counter operations incredibly focused. Let's move right into Section 2, setting up your team, HR foundations. Now, what's really interesting about this is that for this specific Harborfront setup, Beacon is managing exactly 6 employees. Just 6. That might sound small, but perfectly structuring even a tight team is absolutely crucial because it lays the groundwork for the scheduling engine to shine. The moment HR adds these 6 employees, the system automatically knows they exist, their pay rates, and their employment types. The HRMS module handles all these core components seamlessly. HR groups the workforce into departments, defines specific roles using designations, and gets those 6 Harborfront staff members in the system. Crucially, they also enable employee self-service portals, so staff just log into their portal on the web to check shifts or request time off. And because leave records are live in the same database, the scheduling engine automatically knows who is actually available to work. Which brings us to Section 3, mastering the schedule, templates, and positions. Let's shift some empathy to the labor master. Building a weekly roster can be a complete nightmare, right? But Biznsbook gives them incredible tools, mainly the shift template. Instead of manually typing out 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. over and over, you get reusable building blocks, preset start times, end times, break lengths. You just drag and drop them from a palette right onto the schedule. It turns a tedious data entry chore into a quick visual puzzle. And this brilliantly illustrates how the master data setup protects the business. The labor master defines specific positions and maps them to generic locations, like the host at the entrance or server on the floor. But check out that minimum staffing column. The system actively monitors this. If you only schedule 1 server when the minimum is 2, boom, the system instantly flags a warning. Okay, Section 4, publishing the week, the May 20, 2026 roster. Let's ground this in a specific week. May 20, 2026. As the scheduler uses that drag-and-drop builder, Biznsbook acts as a safety net with live conflict detection. If you accidentally double-book someone, the system throws up a red border, completely blocking you from publishing. Creeping into overtime, you get a yellow warning. It literally prevents scheduling disasters before they even happen. And the schedule isn't just a static document. It goes through 4 distinct phases. Day 1, you draft it out. Day 2, it's published to the team, digitally. No more pinning paper to a corkboard. Days 3 to 6, staff can jump in and claim open shifts. Finally, Day 7, it's a closed schedule, locking in the hours for attendance and accounting. A huge feature Beacon leverages here is the mix of assigned shifts and open shifts. You have shifts specifically given to your Harborfront employees, but you can also leave shifts in an open pool. Through that self-service portal we talked about, staff can just log in, see what's available, and claim an open shift with a single click. It's incredibly empowering for the team and fills roster gaps effortlessly.
Let's move to the physical execution, Section 5, the front-of-house counter, POS, and inventory sync.
Let's move to and see how this builds a perfect operational loop at the counter. When a worker steps up to the single POS terminal, they follow a super precise flow. 1. Open a cashier session. 2. Ring up a front-of-house beverage item. 3. The system instantly auto-deducts that exact stock from the warehouse. And 4. Close out with a Z-report at the end of the shift.
This lightweight setup is totally strategic. It's one terminal tied to the master database. So every sale triggers a unified retail posting, updating accounting and cost of goods sold instantly without double entry. Those beverage items pull straight from a shared master catalog. And because inventory deducts in real time, your managers can check a live health dashboard and see if they're running low on something long before they actually run out. Wrapping it up with Section 6, seamlessly connected operations, bringing it together.
So the crucial point is this. It's all about cause and effect across one shared source of truth. Beacon Hospitality doesn't have to manually sync a thing. Because HR set the parameters, the scheduler easily built the week. Because it was published digitally, staff knew when to show up. And because the POS is tied to the ERP, every beverage sold automatically handled the inventory and the accounting. Everything is just seamlessly connected. Which leaves us with this final thought. Think about the countless hours spent cross-referencing spreadsheets, updating stock levels, or trying to figure out if you've double-booked someone. When your systems actually talk to each other, you aren't just saving time, you're eliminating errors. Imagine what your team could achieve if you reclaimed all those lost administrative hours and poured them entirely into the guest experience. That's the power of truly connected operations. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you on the next one.